Alright, today we're going to talk about the cheap solution to make your own stain. A stain with a base of vinegar. This one's got 5% acidic or acid per volume. So this one is 5%. It cost me $1 at the dollar store. The other thing you'll need is steel wool. Okay, this one is 0. The finer you get, the faster it'll disintegrate or rust in your bucket. So what I use is mason jars, cheap. Probably got some, or you can use pickle jar or anything. You take your steel wool. It's easier if you kind of help to break it down, because you're gonna take it out eventually. Lost my lid. Okay, so steel wool in a jar. Here's 4. I won't fill it because I do quite a bit, and it doesn't take that much. So now I got my steel wool in my jar. You close the lid. Not tight. You let it go so that the chemical reaction can actually happen. It's basically gonna start breaking it down. After more than 4 days, it's basically not gonna be present. It's gonna be fully diluted. Okay, so put the day's date today. And we're gonna let it sit. If I try to stain right away, it won't work. It will do absolutely nothing. Okay. I got some jars. This is after 24 hours soak. I took the steel wool that was left in there, and I put it in a plastic bucket, and I filtered it. I filtered it with my wife's coffee filter, the cheap one, and a funnel. I put the filter in, and I made sure that there was room for air or liquid to fall on it. So like a piece of wood or something in between, so that, because there's sediment and it's gonna plug the filter, and if it's just at the bottom, well, you got nowhere for the liquid to go, and it'll take 4 hours. Okay. So strain your stuff, and this is what you end up with. Okay. This one is more of a reddish color, and after you take the steel wool out, you can actually close the lid, because there's no more chemical reaction to it. Okay, so this is after 24 hours, so I got 2 days. 48, 72. I did the same thing. This is 4 days. 96. And then I took the when I took it out after 24 hours, I took the piece of steel wool. I let it be affected by the air, so it did affect it. It started rusting, so there's corrosion happening, and I put it back into a brand new jug, and I let it until it totally diluted into my liquid, and then I just filtered the rest of the stuff, and this is the color I got out of it. It's pretty cool. Alright. This one is a mixture of oak pieces and steel wool and vinegar. So I've noticed that if you put the oak, steel wool and vinegar, it'll turn purple. So what I did is I took chunks and I put it in a jar and made sure that the air was touching the piece of wood while it was soaking, and sometimes I would come and shake it. And what I got is it's basically a purple color out of it. I don't know if we see it quite well on the. I'll let it dry. Let's see, probably see it better. I'll do the dip with that one too. So all the sticks had time to dry. So interesting the result. This is 24 hours. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Bottom one is cedar. Pallet wood. That was maple. It's a pretty cool color, if you ask me. Spruce, which is a 2x4. Birch. Oak, like a purple. And then you got yellow pine and another type of oak. I think it had a. I thought it'd be like the other oak. And this is India. It's pretty cool. 48, 2 days. Same thing. I got two types of oak, I think. So better thing is to test it. So 48 hours. We got cedar, pallet wood, maple, spruce, birch. Oak is like a purple. We got yellow pine and oak, another type of oak. So 72 hours. Again, the other type of oak. It's like, I don't know, a weird brown. Cedar turns brown. Pallet wood, some will turn reddish, red brownish. This one's pretty cool in the maple. Spruce, birch, oak, and yellow pine. 72 hours. 26, so 4 days later, this is what you got. Okay, cedar, pallet maple, spruce, birch, oak, weird color, and yellow pine. And this is okay, the other colors I had, the one I took the steel wool and I put it with the vinegar after a day, so I had time to oxidize and rust. So oak, cedar, pallet wood, maple. Maple's always great colors, like a light purple. This one is spruce, so 2x4, birch, oak. This one is pretty darn cool, and yellow pine. And then the last one is basically I had all the chips of oak in one. I mixed it, and it was purple. Well, on the MDF you don't really see it's purple. I did have the tissue earlier, turning like a brown, even though the inside is purple. And these are the colors. So oak, cedar, plywood, maple, spruce, the other oak, and birch, and yellow pine. So if I put them all side by side, I'll put the other side by side. You see a bit of a difference. one thing I wanted to mention is I took a piece of oak and I dip it straight into vinegar, and it did not do a thing on it. Okay? It's really the steel wool, the oxidization of the steel wool and the vinegar that makes the big thing. So, on that note, if you like my video, share it with your friends, give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so, just subscribe to my channel. You don't want to miss it.